Yo, what's up guys, and welcome to episode number 10 of our Minnesota Wild GM mode. So, in last episode, we did the complete offseason and we drafted some great steals, including some low elites and a medium elite goaltender who's going to be probably our future starter to replace Devin Dubnyk down the road. I'll show you guys all those guys right now just for some extra stuff, as well as I actually offered contracts to a couple new people for the team off camera, so you guys will see who I offered contracts to in a bit. So where was it gonna go? Oh yes, our draft picks. So rookie skaters, I guess we could go to. So first in the 7th round, or 6th round, I mean, he was supposed to go in the 7th round. We got low elite grinder Tobias Hecht. Hopefully he pans out. Then we also have Gonchar, who's currently going to be playing in the minors this season as a 56. Hopefully he's pretty good. We also have Cole Hodges, or is it Cole Hodges? No, Kent Hodges. We have Kent Hodges, who's another low elite, but he's only an 18-year-old defenseman. I am actually going to give him a contract this year and let him play in the minors at a 57 because that's pretty solid. And we also drafted Prohorkin, who's a low top 9. Same with Rafalski, low top 9. And then our goaltender, I didn't see how much trade value he had actually. Okay, he has a shit ton of trade value, so he could actually get almost as good as Devin Dubnyk according to this. So maybe we're looking at like an 88, 89 goaltender. Maybe even better if he grows better than that. So hopefully he has a good year of growth. So I'm going to show you guys who I offered contracts to. So, well, in free agency, let's just say I offered a contract to Christopher Stieg because we need to fill out that right wing spot because Lucia's not going to hold it that well. I also offered a contract renewal to our RFA, Brett Kulak, for 1 year as like a depth defenseman. And I have to still offer that three-year entry-level deal to Hodges so he could play in the minors, and then I'll edit the lines once the signings actually happen if we do get the guys. And then, yeah, that's pretty much that. So, wasn't an RFA. Defenseman in the system, Hodges. So yeah, we're gonna give this guy already his entry-level deal, 3 years at $925,000. And we're going to play him on the bottom 6 defensive pairing, so he's already obviously automatically signed with us like they usually do. So that's good. I'm just going to sim through the preseason and hopefully Versteeg signs with us by then so we could put him on the bottom lines. So let's go to the calendar. Just sim to the start of the regular season and hopefully he's back or in our lineup by then. Our first game of the season is against the New York Rangers. And, okay, Versteeg already has accepted, so he's going to be playing on our 4th line. And then Kulak, I think, hasn't accepted yet. So we're going to still go till the end of the preseason. Oh, there, now he has. So Kulak is accepted as well. So let's just go back to the lines. I'll change up the lines to meet my requirements, and I'll see you guys in a sec. Okay guys, so now we have Versteeg down here on the 4th line with Greenway and Jaskin. So that should be not too bad. Versteeg has okay defensive stats, like his stats are all around 4 stars, so it's not that bad. Defensively, Kulak's just going to be a depth guy in case Riley or Murphy or any of these guys get injured. And then down in the minors now we have Hodges playing with Jalen. I decided to balance out the defensive course. You have the 75 on the first one, the 70 on the second, and the other 70 on the third. So he's going to be playing alongside of Kent Hodges. That way Kent Hodges has like a good defensive partner he could play with. And yeah, so that's the only moves we are going to make to start the season. Hopefully we are a contender again this year. Last year we went all the way to round number 2. We could have went to the conference finals if we would have just got one more win, but we decided to drop 3 in a row and lose to San Jose. So let's go up to December 1st. Yeah, December the 1st. Then we'll check player stats and all that stuff, and then we will go to right up to the trade deadline and recheck the player stats and all that stuff again. So send out our scout. I don't even know where the good prospects are anymore, so let's scout everywhere we can. We're having a good preseason so far, 4-1, but preseason doesn't mean anything for the actual season. It's our first season without Mikko Koivu as well, because we released Mikko Koivu in the off season. The reason being is he didn't want a contract extension, all that sort of stuff. So we start off the season with a win, which is good. But okay, it's not too bad. 3-1 so far. 4-1. So our team is playing pretty automatic right now. Hopefully we are a good contending team this year and we don't go like to round 1 again and then get eliminated or something like that. So, and we have got offered a trade. This is interesting. Radish, who we picked up just last year at the trade deadline, and a second, and Lang, who we're not using, for Sekera. Sekera's a good defenseman, but he's older, and a fourth, no thank you. That's an interesting offer though, Edmonton. I'd rather keep my youngsters at the moment. Like, I want to contend, but I also want to have good players for the future, pretty much. So we probably won't give our goaltending prospect Whiting any that contract until he's at least closer to a 60, because 50 isn't. He's probably gonna get lit up in the AHL if he plays. So let's send out the scout. You know, let's go like a couple weeks at a time. Let's go defenseman for 3 weeks. Yeah. Because we need some more defensive prospects in, because we do have older defensemen like Spurgeon, and I think Spurgeon's actually on his last year of his deal too, and we're getting offered Sekera again. I'm going to decline that. Well, we are playing pretty solid so far, 9-4-2 here, almost by the end of November. Okay, so we're winning a couple games, we're losing a couple games. Not too shabby. There's back-to-back shootout wins against St. Louis and Vegas. Probably a scouting assignment again. Yep. And scouting is very important in NHL 18, so I want to be able to get some good prospects. So we're gonna have to scout a lot of places just to get like a broad spectrum of prospects, or we could just target one place. I want Marcus Johansson for a first and second. That's interesting as well, because our left wing is kind of weak. But I don't want to use, like, I don't know who it would be, like Jaskin is a depth guy. That's an interesting offer though, but I am going to decline that. Johansson's probably like 27 or 28 by now. Okay, so we are up here at December the 1st, 14-7-2. Okay, let's see where we are in our divisional standings. Okay, so we're in third place currently. Well, we're a 3-way tie for third, with Dallas in Colorado, and Chicago, who's out of the playoffs, is 1 point behind, so we might need to pick it up a bit. And wow, Luke Kunin, 21 points in 23 games. That's what I like to see. He hasn't grown still yet this season. He is an 83 now at least, but hopefully Kaprizov is starting to get some growth. So 21 points in 23 games for Kunin, Granlund 17, Niederreiter 17, Stahl 15. It's probably because of his age. Parise 14. Kaprizov 12 and 23, and he's up to an 81 now actually, so he is getting some growth, just a bit of growth, not much. Coyle 11, for Stieg 9, so he's coming across and playing solid on that fourth line. Eriksson Ek only 8 points. That's kind of weird because I think I have him on like the second or third line. Ennis 7 points, Jaskin 5 points, and Greenway 5 points. So yeah, the bottom six doesn't seem to be getting it done as much. Defensively, Suter 14 points, but no goals once again. He only had like one during last year's season or two. Brodin 12, Dumba 6, Spurgeon 5, Riley 4 already, okay. And Murphy's only got 1 goal. And then in goaltending, Devin Dubnyk is 11-5-1 with a .912 save percentage and a 2.57 goals against average. He's also got 1 shutout, but Michael Hutchinson once again is playing pretty solid, 3-2-1 in his 7 games with a .923 save percentage, 2 shutouts, and a 2.42 goals against average. So that is that so far. I'm not going to check the standings because we already know where we are in our division, and that's the most important part at the moment. So yeah, I'm not going to change anything with the lines going forward. So let's sim all the way up to the trade deadline now and see how our team is performing then. So all the way up to February the 28th. Hopefully we have a better second half, because we're basically borderline playoffs right now. We've won 3 in a row actually to start off the year, or well, not off the year, off December. Only lost 2 games now. 18-9-2. If we keep it up like this, we're gonna make the playoffs. But hopefully, we just don't go on like a giant losing streak, because that would hurt our chances. Okay, scouting assignment again. You know what? Let's just scout in one place. Where do I want to scout? And there's some players in the rest of the world. Interesting. Let's go to Sweden for defensemen for 6 weeks. Let's just keep scouting Swedish defensemen. See if we can find any exact franchise players or something. I actually meant to show you guys the draft class, but I'll show you guys that, I guess, at the end of the simulation, because I didn't actually look at the draft class for this upcoming season. And we have our first player injuries. So Kirill Kaprizov has been injured with a MCL sprain, and he won't return until January the 22nd, so he's out for like a month. Well, at least that gives Eriksson Ek some time to play on that line, but still, that's not good. Who do we have for depth forwards? Do we have anybody? Oh yeah, we have Lucia. There you go. That's good. Okay, so it's not too bad of an injury, but hopefully Eriksson Ek could fill that spot where Kaprizov was, and it sucks because Kaprizov's like one of our top prospect kind of guys. Well, he's not really a prospect anymore, but Hunt, no thank you. Don't want him. He's too old. Okay, we're playing solid still. 24-13-2. Yeah, Kaprizov's going to be back in like a week almost now, so we still managed to get wins without him, which is a good sign. We're getting offered a 5th and a 6th for Horkin. So the prospect that we drafted last year, I guess he's apparently supposed to be good because they want to give up a 5th and a 6th. I'm going to decline that just because I want to keep the guy just in case he can grow. I know he's a low top 9. Maybe that's something I do during the off season if he isn't growing properly. So Kaprizov is back and he's up to an 82 now. So we're going to put him actually on a 3rd line for now. Now he's also as a 2nd line forward now. So Kaprizov is growing. He's going to probably be our top left winger by the end of the season, and he's been re-injured. Okay, maybe I should just not play him until he's fully back to health, because or else he's going to keep going, getting re-injured. So he's injured for another month. So yeah, I'm going to just leave him until he's back to full health for February, because he needs to grow, and he's almost good enough to be our 1st line left winger. Probably by the end of the season, he'll be like an 83 or an 84. Like, it seems like the guy grows during the season when he plays, but during the off season, he just sits back and doesn't do anything. So back to defense for 6 weeks in Sweden. Hopefully there's a good defensive prospect there. Braun for a 1st. That's interesting as well. It strengthens our defensive core, but I don't want to give up our 1st. And besides, we already have Kulak as our depth guy and stuff like that. We'd have to send him down to the minors. Wow, that's a interesting offer. Perron, Howla, and Merrill for a 1st, and Radish. Well, that's a lot of players to bring into an organization for a prospect and a pick, so I'm going to say no to that. Even though that would make us even stronger going into the playoffs, we'd have to use some NHLers like Jaskin as depth. Vatanen, okay, that's an interesting offer. Vatanen in a 4th for a 1st and a 3rd. Vatanen's probably getting older now, though. That's the problem. He's only got 1 year left, though. He's a rental kind of guy. 83 overall only. I'm going to just say no to that. Even though that would help out our defensive core, I don't think I would be able to get him back on a re-sign stage anyways, and I have to re-sign some youngsters to Green and Levo for a 2nd and a 3rd. No, thank you. My Green's not worth really that much anymore. Not as good as he was back in his days with the Washington Capitals. Okay, so we're nearly up here at the trade deadline. Looks like we got another injury, and it's a mild concussion again to Parise. He seems to get injured with a concussion a lot. Estimated return is February 26th. That's not too long though. It's like a week, so it's nothing close to what his injury was last year. So I guess we're gonna have to put Kulak as a depth forward. Oh wait, Kaprizov's back from his injury. I don't want to play him though, because he's probably gonna get re-injured. If I play him on the 4th line, he might not. Let's just hope he doesn't. Yeah, let's just put Kaprizov everywhere where Parise was. Or, well, actually on the fourth line, please, Kaprizov. Oh, okay, he's back. Yeah, I know, I just put him in the lineup. Holy shit. That's an interesting offer too. Vlasic, who would help out our defensive core a lot. Eric Howla, who I guess Vegas got rid of to San Jose, and a fourth. But we give up our elite goaltender prospect, a first and a third. As much as Vlasic is a good player, he's not worth that anymore because 7 years at $7 million, and he's like 30 something probably by now. I don't think I could ever do that trade. Oh my god, okay, I have to really not play Kaprizov. I have to just not, because he just got re-injured again. Okay, so Kulak, you're going to play there. And yeah, I guess Kulak's going to have to play forward. Hopefully he has actually some good offensive stats. I don't think he does, but we got to do what we got to do. There you go, Kulak. You get to play some time there. Gagne, no thank you. Some interesting offers coming in, but nothing I want to take just yet. Morlevo Green, no thank you. Dano and a fourth for Radish, a fourth and a fifth, no thanks. We're stumbling a bit at the end of this part of the season, but whatever. And Parise is back from his injury, which is huge. Okay, so Zach Parise, get in there. And you are going to, you know what, we're just going to leave you. No, we're going to play you back in the second line, despite I don't think you're going to get re-injured. Nick Dowd and a fifth for a third, no. So Parise is recovered from his injury. We need that to happen with Kaprizov now, because Kaprizov's been injured multiple times. Gustav Nyquist, 5 years. It's a pretty good contract, but I don't really want him, because he's probably 30 by now. Duclair and Hjalmarsson for Whiting and a fifth, no thank you. A lot of people seem to want our goaltending prospects. So at the trade deadline, I think I said our record was 36, 20, and 5, was it? 36, 20, and 6. So we're basically 36 and 26. And Luke Hoonen, 52 points in 62 games. Hopefully I didn't make him too good. He is growing good, though. He's a medium top 6 forward only, so he shouldn't be growing this much, but he's growing good. And he's only 22. 52 and 62. Niederreiter, 45. Granlund, 39. Eric Stahl, 39. Coyle, 34. Parise, 32. Eriksson X, 26. Ennis, 23. Kaprizov, 20 and 37. But he's been suffering that injury multiple times, his MCL sprain. Versteeg, 20 points in 62 games. Greenway, 16 points. Jaskin, 15 points. And Lucia, 5 points in his 26 games he's played as a depth guy. Defenseman, Ryan Suter's got more goals than last year. 5 goals this year. 41 points. Brodin, 35. Dumba, 17. Spurgeon, 16. Riley, 6. Murphy, 5. And Kulak had nothing in his 4 games. And in goaltending, Dubin, 27, 17, and 3 with a 3 shutouts, 919 save percentage, and 2.39 goals against average, while Hutchinson's still killing it as a backup, 9-3 and 3 with 3 shutouts, a 939 save percentage, and a 1.87 goals against average. So I think we want to still keep Hutchinson around as their backup, because he just seems to be really solid in net. Might as well check down in the minors as well, see how that young prospect defenseman is doing. So Sokolov is leading the way in points down there, 47 points. He's up to a 70 now. Radish, 43 points. He's a 75 still, I think. Where is that defensive prospect? Well, Lundstrom's up to a 67. That's pretty good. Still growing for him. He was our first round pick back in 2018, which is the first year. 21 points, 64 games. Kent Hodges, 9 points. It's not horrible for a youngster. 9 points in 64 games. This is an 18-year-old, but he's a minus 19. 15 penalty minutes. Okay. And he has 1 short-handed goal as a defenseman. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, we'll just let him still play there, even though he's really badly minus. Hopefully it gives him some growth during the offseason. Or during the year, I should say, more maybe. Okay, so now that that's done, let's take a look at the standings quickly. So where were we? Oh, we're top in the Central Division. Wow. By only 1 point. It would drop all the way back to like 4th if we get one loss. It's pretty crazy. So it's a really tight top 4 spots. But after that, it trails off a bit with Chicago, Colorado, and Winnipeg. So it looks like we should be making the playoffs this year if we continue to play good after the trade deadline. Let's just take a look what's on the trading block for next episode, so you guys could kind of give me suggestions on what you want to see done that's in trade deadlines. So browse trading block. What is available throughout the league? So Anaheim, we got some picks. Arizona got some older vets, and Duclair, who never seems to grow for them. Zach Senyshyn and Harrison, don't know who that is. Robertson Thomas, some good prospects. John Giles, Van Riemsdyk and Golbuff. Hossa and Forsberg. Some more picks. Corpus Salo, that's nice, but I already have my goaltenders, so Osgood, Mrazek, Green, and Matthias. Yamamoto. Oh wait, Yamamoto now has a picture. Didn't he not have a picture before? Because there was an update I had to install right before I did this. Today is Tuesday. This episode will be out on the Wednesday, I guess. But I think that's an update. It's just some of these photos have been added. Some of the update. So Dadonov, Hansel, and Kulikov, Louis Montoya, and Ledoux. Barbario and Schlemko, Panik, Zizekas, and Grabner. Seems like a lot of vets. DeHaan, Stahl, and Smith. UC Saros, Silverberg, Johansson, and Henrique. Yeah, there's just a lot of veteran kind of guys mostly. Lack in a left wing elite player. Oh yeah, Tartugan. I think I remember him from the draft. 2nd rounder. Okay. Little, Stastny, and Maroon. Saron, Noel, Foligno. Foligno's in San Jose. That's where he is. He's on the team that took us to last year. Eriksson, Ek, and Vlasic. See, Vlasic's already 32, but his 7-year deal, I don't want to take that on because he's going to be like 39 with that contract ending. Steen and Hutton. Jake Dotchin. Some more young prospect kind of guys again. Joey Labatt, Sam Gagne, and Jacob Markstrom. Myers, Nyquist, and Letestu, and Bortsmeyer, and Nagy, and Hellebuck, and Bufflin. So I don't think I really see anything I like at that trading block. If you guys see anything you do want me to trade for, let me know down below in the comments. I don't know if I'm going to make any trades maybe at this year, unless I could look up one afterwards and find something that would work for our team. Let's also check the draft class and see some projected steals. We'll pin them if there is any, and then that will be it for this episode. We'll actually check the progress reports too. So any exact franchise players? No, there's exact elites though. 1st round, so rare. Center playmaker, 5'8", 167. I'm gonna definitely pin this guy. I am hoping he could go in a spot where we have it, because yeah, he seems like a good young player. Small, maybe really fast too with that size. Kilger's a highly potential top 5 exact elite, top 10, but we don't have a top 10 pick. We won't have a top 10 pick. Any steals for late in the draft? 2nd round, medium, top 6. Not necessarily exact top 4. Offensive defenseman. That guy might be interesting to bring in as well. We'll pin him. Let's just sort by the actual projection, see who's supposed to go in the 1st round, let you guys see who we might be able to go after. So I'm just gonna, these are projected to go undrafted, goddammit. So I'll just go through them all so you guys can see for the 1st round, so you could see who we can maybe go after, because I feel like this year we could probably get a solid prospect for our team, just like the last year. So yeah, that's all the 1st rounders. Okay, so that's all I'm going to show for that. Let's just quickly check the progress reports. I know this episode is maybe a bit longer. I don't know how long exactly it is because I have to do one edit really. So yeah, let's just check the progress report, see who's been growing. I think that's in here. Yep. I know Luke Kunin's been growing because his overall's gone up. So Greenway modified by 18. Same with Kaprizov's growing still with his injury. Riley's going up apparently, or it might be going down. I don't know. Dubnik's probably dropping off. Some of these guys are dropping off. Okay, and in the system, Gonchar. Oh yeah, shit, I forgot about this guy. How has he been performing this season so far? 6 points in 64 games, minus 15. Oh well, he is up to a 58 now. I don't know if he's gonna be eventually making the team or not, because he's already 20, so it might take him a long time to grow. Burman's growing, Lundstrom's growing, Chisholm, Lodina, Rafalski, Hecht. Okay, so some solid growth. Anybody that's a high overall, Kakinen and Reddish. Okay, anyways, guys, that's going to do it for episode number 10 of our Minnesota Wild GM. So next episode, we'll get all the rest of the 2019-20 season done and get on to hopefully the playoffs and hopefully maybe a conference finals appearance. So thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time.